Good afternoon. My name is Sam Burns. I'm the Business Development Manager for RSC Equipment Rental in Jacksonville, Florida. As we have the opportunity to talk with key decision makers like you with the responsibility of influencing and maximizing the efficiency of a company's operations, we hear about the many challenges that affect the equipment and tool rental process. In fact, these three numbers tell a story about the need to increase visibility, streamline processes, and achieve greater cost control and cost reduction in the rental process. According to a survey performed by Texas A&M University, 82% of industrial and commercial companies acknowledge the fact that an increase in utilization would result in an increased return on investment. Now, however, in the same survey, 46% of the key decision makers within those organizations acknowledge the fact that they do not track utilization at all. Now, data and information that RSC has gathered over the past several years indicates that 24% of the equipment past due is past due for an average of 15 days. In other words, utilization equals profit. Good way of looking at it. Now, leaders like you share with us how equipment rental is affecting short-term and long-term strategies. Here's another way of looking at it. Our customers tell us about the many different factors that currently affect the overall equipment rental scenario. These include decentralization, which may be necessary in some organizations. A decentralized process creates many challenges to overall effectiveness. Varying systems that are used to manage the rental process. Numerous vendors that are enlisted to supply equipment and rental needs for the or tool needs for the organization, multiple employees that are involved in the process, and then numerous crafts that need to be provided the right tools and the right equipment at the right time. Now, what are the results of these different factors that are impacting the equipment rental scenario? First, organizations commonly rent too much equipment, which results in duplication of equipment and ultimately wasted resources. Second, equipment rentals are often kept well past the estimated time frame, resulting in unnecessary past due expenditures. Finally, there's an excessive complexity involved in the rental management process. Employees use and develop a wide variety of systems, anywhere from sticky notes to spreadsheets, in their attempt to manage the equipment rental process of the organization. It's too complex. Some customers even tell us about excessive swivel time, which vividly describes how their administrators swivel between a computer system and a manual process in their attempt to manage rentals. The end result of too much, too long, too complex are excessive rental costs, excessive time spent managing the rental process, and then a reduction in productivity of the company's most precious asset, the people that are involved in managing the chaos of the rental process. Now, this at best is a fragmented and reactive process. And this fragmented and reactive process is putting your organization at risk. The greatest risk is not knowing how this approach threatens future goals, effectively getting from today to a desired future level of operational excellence is affected by equipment management. Now, failure to move from this reactive process limits an organization's potential growth trajectory. So how are some organizations, or how do organizations choose to address the equipment rental risk? Many do so by looking at price alone as the determining factor for the decision-making process. Now, in fact, well, companies choose to look at price and perceive the lowest line item pricing as the best way to effectively manage rentals. In fact, it's been shown that price alone has 1/6 the financial impact of addressing the issues of too much, too long, too complex. In other words, choosing to manage equipment rentals by seeking the lowest line item pricing and advantageous terms is sending companies into the abyss. Now, companies are choosing to work with RSC because they want to find a better way to bridge the gap between today and the future that they wish to achieve. They recognize that equipment rental and the overall equipment rental process affects employee productivity, employee engagement, and overall project success. Only by working with RSC will they achieve their organizational goals. Now let's look at each one of these goals and how best-in-class organizations are working with RSC to achieve them. The first goal is that of improved visibility and accountability. Now, what if your team had true insight in all aspects of the rental process? With tools such as RSC's Total Control, you can have unparalleled visibility management and the functionality to optimize the rental process, reducing redundancies and late rental returns. And with RSC's management by exception strategy, you can focus on actionable data based on criteria that you define, to empower you and your team to make the best strategic equipment decisions. You can also utilize GPS technology for this. Some companies are choosing to do that. The second goal is that to streamline operations and processes. Now, what if you had a partner in managing equipment effectively? With RSC's management services strategy, you'll have a dedicated advocate intimately familiar with your organization and processes to assist in making sure that equipment needs are managed effectively. You'll have the equipment tools necessary to maximize productivity. Most importantly, you'll have a partner maintaining a safe and efficient work environment for your team members. The third goal is that of cost control. Now, what if you had the right tools and the right strategy to make a substantial impact on your organization's overall equipment cost and ROI with customized scorecards and key performance indicators benchmarked by industry standards? You and your team will be empowered to operate at the highest possible levels of efficiency. You'll have customized data to validate and justify rental decisions. You'll also, most importantly, have actionable data to make future decisions. Now, companies are choosing to work with RSC Rental to achieve these goals. We refer to this overall strategy as RSC consumption management. Now, while this may be an unfamiliar premise with some companies, it's a new strategy that companies like yours are successfully leveraging to magnify cost savings 6 times at a price alone. Now, this can only be done and accomplished by working with RSC, having the right equipment available at the right time, with streamlined processes and cost savings is the heart of consumption management. And it's this bridge that crosses the gap between or from today to a future level of operating efficiency that positively impacts the success of your organization. If you want to truly align all of the factors associated with the equipment rental process, and if you want to move from a reactive process to a proactive, repeatable rental program, then the only clear path forward is to work with RSC. That's what best-in-class organizations like yours are choosing to do. The combined power of you and RSC will drive your organization to unparalleled future success. Got an example for you. A major oil or major global oil and gas company made the decision to partner with RSC to maximize their rental program. These 3 numbers tell a story of their success. While working with RSC, they achieved a 35% increase in utilization on key items. They recognized a 28% decrease in total rental spend, and all of this was accomplished within 3 months of working with RSC. Now let's take a look at how you and RSC will work together to reach similar goals and similar success. So what do you think? Where do we go from here? Thank you.